What the? Is that a hardtail?
Yep, I definitely threw a curveball on this one. It was time to spice up my writing, so I picked myself up a Yeti Arc.
I am entirely new to the hardtail game. I've only spent time on a full suspension mountain bike. I only have a few rides on this bad boy, but I'm already convinced you don't need a full suspension bike to do the job.
Once you get a few things dialed in on the bike, such as proper rear tire pressure and setup, it's game on. As you can see from me changing a flat, I still haven't figured out the smoothest lines yet. The first difference I noticed with the hardtail, you're obviously going to take a lot more impact on the rear end of the bike. You don't have a shock absorber on the back, so highly recommend getting a clipless pedal if you're not familiar with clipless pedals and the difference between those and flats. Basically, a clipless pedal, you're actually going to clip into the pedal and stay planted where you want to. If you're riding a traditional flat pedal on a hardtail, it's going to be a lot more difficult keeping your feet where you want them to be. So highly recommend changing over to a clipless pedal if you want to make the change from a full suspension to a hardtail. So keep that in mind. Don't believe what you heard about hardtails. They like to jump, they're nimble, and they are as rowdy as you can handle. Hardtails definitely make a ride a lot more rewarding because you have to really work for maintaining your traction on the bike. You have to really exaggerate your body and bike separation on those turns to keep the wheels on the ground. One of the major differences I noticed changing over from a full suspension bike to a hardtail. Here you have a descent, you have a bunch of rocks and roots, you throw leaves into the mix. When you're over the rear brake, you're going to break a lot of traction. When you're trying to brake on a full suspension bike, you have that rear shock absorber, absorbing most of the impact, and that rear tire is tracking on the ground, so you're able to get better braking. A hardtail, you have to train yourself when you can brake and when you can't. So that's one of the major differences I noticed. You will have to work at that, and I clearly have to work at that because my braking techniques can be a little sloppy at times. Hey everyone, that's a wrap on the hardtail video. Thank you for tuning in and watching. Feel free to check out my other content, and I will be posting more stuff every Wednesday. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks again.